I've always hated unfairness. Ever since I was a kid, if something wasn't just, it would make my blood boil. And today I've experienced a situation at work where things were really unfair for me. This is a very selfish video, but it was a moment where I just got so upset because it felt just unfair. And I hate that. But I don't like carrying that inside of me because that just weighs me down. It puts so many negative emotions. So with every emotions I have and I feel, I sit with it and then I ask myself deeper questions. And I want to change my relationship to unfairness. I used to think that if you work really hard and have good intentions, that life will reward you. But the reality is, life is unfair. Life is so unfair. And when you see someone else have something that you want and it makes you mad, you have to understand that, do they really have what you want? Because there's a good chance that what they have is not the actual real thing that you desire. Those people might get the external things that you desire, but internally they feel unworthy, they feel insecure, they feel ungrateful. Those are things that you don't want. So even though in my situation, I had someone that I feel like life is just handed to them, everything's so easy, it doesn't even feel like they work hard. I know that when she goes to bed at night, she still has insecurities, she still feels unworthy, and she's still ungrateful. So that is not something that I want. That is not something that I envy. So I should not put my energy in comparing myself or being mad or having bitterness for something that I don't even want. This is where I want you to do a little bit of reframing. The first thing I want you to do is to focus on the bigger picture. Sometimes God's justice is not immediate. It's delayed for a reason. So in your situation, maybe something is unfair to you, but it actually is going to be fair in the long run. You just don't see it yet. You don't have the bigger picture. And the reason why you don't have what you think you want right now is because you're not ready for it yet. And something bigger and better and more aligned with you will come find you when the time is right. You want to be in the perfect time to receive what's meant for you. And God doesn't mess up with timing. God's timing is always perfect. So just trust that. And if you don't believe in God, I want you to just think about this higher power, just the universe, something bigger than you has a plan for you. And you just got to trust that it's going to happen on its own time. You cannot force things. All you have to focus is on things that you can control right now. And don't waste your energy on bitterness and hate and comparing yourself to others. I like to think that right now, whatever you're going through, if it's unfair, it's a test to your faith. Faith in God and faith in yourself. Are you really the person that says that they're resilient? Are you really someone that thinks that they're built different? Are you really meant for success? Those are things that will be proven to you if you actually don't give up, if you actually don't let this unfairness get in the way. You have the ability to control your response. Your response is everything. So in my situation today, I had the choice that I could operate from a place of disgust, resentment, bitterness, whatever. But that's not the person I want to be. I want to be a person operating from love. So instead, I pull myself back and I think about this situation. And when that person does me dirty, I remind myself, I actually feel bad for them. Because their heart is weak. It's hardened. And their mind isn't wise. They don't know any better. They're doing their best. They're not trying to do their worst right now. They think that that's the best situation. And I have empathy for that person because they are not perfect as well. And I know I make mistakes in my life. And there are things that I do that might feel unfair to other people. I had a situation the other day where a friend of mine came up to me and they were a little bit disappointed in the lack of attention I was giving to them. But to me, I did not see that in any way. To me, I was doing the best I could. But to them, I wasn't, and it wasn't fair. So I make mistakes too, even though I don't intend to. And I have to remind myself that other people do the same thing as well. So it's important to have some compassion for other people as well, even the people that do you wrong, because it's better to have that mind frame of love than bitterness. So stay bitter or get better, basically. The second thing is you need a reframe. You really fully need to ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? And if you say no, literally just break it down to when it actually really doesn't matter. For me, this could not matter in a week. Who knows? But I know that in 5 years, it really, really won't matter at all. So I need to let that go. It's not something that's going to be a life or death situation for me. And if you believe in God, God is just, and he will do justice when time comes. And he would be much more proud of me if I acted out of trust and grace and love and humility than if I felt like I deserved better and I did not trust him. My cat. So what can you do about it right now, about the reframe? This is my favorite part. It's to view this unfairness as a gift. What can I gain from this? And there's so much that you can gain. Maybe you can gain clarity. Like, for example, when he broke up with me recently, my ex-boyfriend, initially, it didn't feel very fair breakup because he came up with it. It was one-sided. He already made that decision before we even talked about it. But now I view it as this is a gift because he's giving me the opportunity to find what's right for me. I was thank God he has my back, because that way I will get what's for me, what I deserve, which is better, a guy that chooses me. And something more relatable to my career is when I see this unfairness happen, I realize, wait a minute, my worth is not attached to my job. I am enough as I am as a person. And my character is way more important than the outcome of what I do. So I get to go home and view this opportunity to focus on making this YouTube video. What a gift do I have to have inspiration to help other people going through unfairness. Now, what does that look like really practically? How do you actually respond to this unfairness? So I want you to trust in that belief that you have, that truth, that skill, that consistency will win over time. You believe that, don't you? You believe that if you have the skills, if you are consistent, and that the actual truth is what's going to matter over time. And those people that get things given to them easily, it's going to be people that are going to struggle later because they won't really understand what real life is about. Maybe they're getting short-term wins right now, but it's not going to help them long-term. And this is a really stupid example, but that always reminds me, and I feel bad for the guy, but there was this meme probably 10 years ago. It was this boy from Target. Someone posted a guy from Target at the cash register, and he was, back in the day, considered really good looking. And this guy blew up on Twitter, and he was on talk shows. He went on Ellen, and he became really, really famous, and he didn't do anything. All he did was be in a cashier, and someone just ended up taking a picture of him. But he wasn't ready for that. It was given to him so easily that he didn't even know how to handle it. He had to drop off from school. What seemed like a good thing ended up being something that was ruining him. And now he experienced a huge high in his life that he wasn't ready for, and he had to struggle a lot and stay low key, and he didn't know how to deal with it at all, and he couldn't capitalize on it and follow his purpose on it because he wasn't ready for it. If he's wise, he's going to use that as a lesson and he can move on from that. But, that's not my responsibility here. But all that is to say is you're going to get what you deserve when the time is right. And you just have to trust that. Just keep putting in the work. Keep thinking strategically. Because the thing is, sometimes this is a good opportunity to reflect on, is what you're doing actually working? So maybe it is. Keep doing that then. Trust that. But for me, I remember a point in my life where things weren't going my way. And I realized that I was working way too hard and I wasn't working smart enough. Hard work isn't everything. Sometimes you need to slow down. Like in sports, for example, I'm going to get very, very technical here, but I'm a professional soccer player. Forgot if I mentioned that. But my name is Bianca St. George, and I'm a pro athlete. I play soccer for a living. And sometimes the type of player that I am is extremely explosive. I'm fast, I'm strong, and I love to get into the attack. But once you're in that area where you're close to the goal, you need to actually slow down. And it's very, very detailed. Like you wouldn't notice as a spectator. But for me, I need to slow down because if I go too fast, it's going to mess up the technique. It's going to mess up the quality of what I'm trying to do. And the timing won't be right. If I worked harder, it would just make me go faster. And it's not what I'm looking for. I need to work differently. I need to work smarter, and I needed to adjust things. And that changed my reality. I became a better forward because I learned how to work differently. So this could be a good opportunity for you to think about your life and how you can change things. Really take this seriously. Think about your life. Is what you're doing something that you can trust it's going to work, or is there something that you need to adjust because you've been doing the same thing for a long time and you haven't seen the results that you're hoping for? But when I said to view unfairness as a gift, I really see that put in action in my career. In my sport, there is so much I cannot control. Teammates, environment, coaches, decisions, and stuff like that. But I tell myself, this unfairness is a test to my character. This is where I get to see what I'm really made of, how actually strong I am, and where I can actually grow. So what a gift. You have to view this as a positive thing. And if you're here trying to defend me being like, oh, this is so negative and whatever, that's your choice. But just realize it's only going to hurt you. Don't you want to win here? If you want to win, you have to reframe it in your favor. And that's something that you have control over. You know, an option that you have? Use that unfairness as fuel. This could be the fuel for you to be creative about how to adapt to your situation, what to do differently. It should give you this sort of excitement because you get to disrupt your routine. And when you start changing things, your life starts to change. Whatever you do, the skills you're developing right now, dealing with this situation, is going to help you develop future you, the you in the future that you're proud of. Think about future you, how they would be so grateful of the work you're putting right now, of how you dealt with this situation. Now, to wrap this up, I want you to realize that this unfairness right now, just put in perspective that you're not the only one that's experiencing that. There are other people in that same situation as you that also has that same thing. But this will filter some people out. This will filter the weak-hearted. If you want to stand out, if you want to overcome this, you cannot let this unfairness define you. Most people love to complain, love to put their energy into that and give up because it's easier to have the excuses. But you need to put your pride aside, have some humility, and understand that things won't get easily handed to you. And you want it to be that way because when you become successful, you're going to have a really good story to tell. The people that got everything handed to them, does that inspire anyone? No. The people that got everything handed to them get so much hate and don't get respect. If you want to create genuine connections with others and inspire other people and build credibility, you need to embrace this story right now that it's difficult. That's awesome. Document it, journal about it, remember it, because later on you're going to be able to fall back on this and be like, this was a pivotal time in my life. So this is it. Life is unfair, but don't view that as a setback. It's an opportunity to see if you're actually built different. This is your training ground where you get to develop yourself. This is what you've asked for. You want to grow, don't you? This is a test. And are you going to pass it? Or are you going to just do nothing and let that test fail you? It's really your choice, and your choice starts with how you react to this. Now, it's you and me together. I'm with you with that. And we can make better progress if we're together. So if you're looking to connect with me or like-minded people, just join us in the community. It's the first link in my description. It's free, and it's where we challenge each other to grow and to support each other and to build that community because we understand the power of growing together. So I hope to see you there. If you listen into the end, I know you belong. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon in a new video. Mwah.